Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Today, question from a viewer. Should your game suit your racket, or should your racket suit your game? Stay tuned. All right, guys, what time is it? It is Pro Tech time, the official watch of Tennis Spin. With constant illumination, 25 years, check it out. There. You can get your own Pro Tech watch with the link below and illuminate your watch, illuminate your life for 25 consistent years, guys, without ever getting recharge from the sun. All right, so today, a lot of people have asked me, I want more spin. Should I get a spin-friendly racket? Or I want more plow. Should I get a plow racket? Should I get something that's weighted more in the head? Well, I think we should dive a little deeper in that. So I'm going to call on my buddy, Coach Steve, and see what he says about this. Stay tuned. All right, so Coach Steve,
yeah,
can you help me with this? I'll read it to you,
okay,
and you tell me what to do. Let's say. So Julian Nguyen asked this question. Tennis rackets are designed for various playing styles, such as power or spin. Does this mean you should choose a racket that specializes in an area you're lacking in to improve that aspect of your game? Or is it better to select a racket that enhances your existing strengths? AKA, I feel like I lack spin in my shots, so should I get a spin-oriented racket to improve this? That's a great question.
That is a great question. I'm of the thought process that you enhance what you do best. Mm-hmm. And the equipment should match the way you play and the way your swing patterns are and your swing speed. Taking a page out of the golf book, the shaft on a golf club is matched to how fast you swing it. So my dad, who's 83, has a super flexible senior shaft, and my son, who's 22, has a super stiff shaft because he swings so much harder. So tennis is similar in my opinion. You want to find the lightsaber or the wand that calls to you that matches your skill set. I think that will help you play better, and I think you can alter more spin with string.
I see.
And a little bit with technique, obviously.
So I've met Julian before, and he uses a older arrow, which is already giving him spin.
Some spin, yeah.
And he's used to that. So if he goes to like a pure drive that plows through a little bit more, will that hurt him or help him?
That's a good question. I guess it's hard to say. I'd have to see him play. It's really based on your swing pattern, your swing speed, and your style of tennis. And so, just grabbing a racket isn't going to take a baseliner and make him a better serve and volleyer.
Right.
Or vice versa. If I'm a really good net player, if I just grab a baseline racket, it's not going to improve my baseline game. So I think it's about understanding the player, how they swing, what's better for them, whether it's a balanced racket, a little headlight, or a little head heavy, and then also the string pattern, whether it's 18-20 or 16-19. If you're a really heavy spin player, you might want to go to an 18-20 or an 18-19 if you can find it, to get the ball to plow through with a little less spin. If you're super flat and you're playing with an 18-20, you might want to try a 16-19 to try to give you a little more shape. I think the racket should match your style of play, and your string should be the one that adjusts for your spin.
I see. Now, let's take, for example, yourself.
Yep.
You go with a 16-19
Yep.
on a 98,
Yep.
the Extreme Tour here.
Yeah.
What is it about this racket that enhances your particular swing and style?
Good question. So I'm a flat tennis player. I play with a little shape, but not very much. Relative to today's game, not much at all. More Medvedev flat.
Okay.
So I'm looking for an even balanced racket. I'm looking for a beam width of about 22 millimeters. I don't want too much power because my flat ball will go long. I don't want it too thin though. I don't want to go 21 because then all my balls are going to go short. This seems to be the right beam width for me. The 16-19 actually gives me a little more spin than I would normally have. If I had an 18-20, it would be very small margins and I'd be hitting balls very short. And so this racket is perfect for me. And it's also I like a 305. It has just enough plow through, but I'm still strong enough to wield it. And when I get up to 310, 315, I start finding myself like lagging a little bit and swinging through. So this is, for me, the right stick. And I think it's a good balanced racket for a lot of players, actually.
And you don't customize it at all?
I do not.
Okay.
Not on this one.
In stock form?
It's stock form.
Okay. Except for the overgrip, everything else.
Everything else is stock form.
And you can tell Coach Steve, where Coach Steve hits the sweet spot. This is your sweet spot right there.
Yeah.
You got the full bed of NRG 16 in there. And because of your flat hitting style, you do not go through it very quickly.
Right.
So.
I don't break string that often, which is good for me. It's also it's really good for me because I like the soft string. So if I put the poly in there, it'll last so long that it's actually hurts my arm. So for me, having the soft string in there, when it breaks, it's ready to go.
Got it. Now, if let's say you wanted to hit with more spin, you're saying that the strings are going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Now, would that be, because you use a multi only, would that be a tension change?
It could be. I would probably, if I wanted to put more spin, I'd probably go full bed of gut and maybe play with the tension, maybe just a bit looser so I can get a little more grab on the ball.
Right.
And send it. And if I was playing competitively, that's probably where I would head. And I might play a little bit with the weight, but not much, because to me, this is about the right weight. I would never change the balance, though, because I like an even balance racket.
Okay, that's great. So giving Julian some recommendations or some advice, try a couple rackets. I would say, since you're an arrow user, I would try a pure drive and see how it changes your swing, and if the weight at the head and the plow is what you need, you'll know it pretty quickly. I mean, using an arrow, that's kind of a straight spin racket.
Right.
So,
I mean, do they have a tighter string pattern? Do they have an arrow 18-20? No. Okay. So
they have a 98, which is a smaller head, so it
head.
tightens it up a little bit. Yeah, and that's similar to what you got.
Right.
So I would say, try a pure drive, try an arrow 98, try a pure drive 98.
Right.
Like any of those would, you'll know. Let's say, I think Coach Steve is saying, you'll know when you swing, if it's the right one for you, if it's enhancing your game or hurting your game. Because weights, balances will, kind of dictate how you swing, and if you have to alter your swing too.
Right. And you don't want to alter your swing dramatically in order to adjust to a racket. You want the racket to fit your swing. And then with your coach, you can work on creating more shape if that's what you're looking for, or creating a flatter, more plow through ball if you're looking for that. But that's something you do with your swing coach, not just grabbing a racket, because you've got to be careful when you do that, because then you'll change your stroke completely and it's like starting all over again. And that's a dramatic learning curve.
Got it. Now, I'm from the camp that you'll know within 10 or 15 minutes if the racket's right for you.
I'm in that camp too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in that exact camp. In the first 10 or 15 minutes, you'll know right away.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a feel thing, guys. So you'll know upon striking, are you striking it clean? Is it going as deep as you want it to? Is the shape correct? You just know.
Yeah.
You kind of just know. And it's like what I tell a lot of people. You rarely fall in love at first sight.
Right.
Right. It's kind of like at first sight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you might fall in love with the look at first sight. I've fallen in love with the look of the racket at first sight many times, and then hit with it and went, darn.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for me.
Right. No, I know.
You do know.
I've known a lot of people who've literally bought a racket unused just because they liked it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, crap. I'm stuck with it.
I can't do it.
I'm stuck with it.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
I think this is kind of in life too, though, not just rackets. But I think that's a
very
different show.
deep now.
That's a different show, though. That might not be a tennis show. But, all right. Coach Steve, thank you so much for helping me and answering this question.
Yeah.
For
no
Julian,
problem. Yeah. Good luck, Julian.
Yeah, good luck, buddy. Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Hey, Coach Rob, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Harry?
I had a pretty tough week.
A lot of rackets.
Oh, man, I don't even know what day it is.
A lot of dumb questions.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. But I'm so glad to have you out here today with me.
Yeah, looking forward to hitting.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe how hard it is for me to find a game.
Wow, that's surprising.
Well, that's why I have you, Coach Rob. So if you're having problems looking for a game, looking for a coach, looking for somebody to play with, try out playyourcourt.com. They'll have tennis buddies for you, matches buddies for you that match well with you. If you need your very own Coach Rob, they'll have that person for you too. And it's playyourcourt.com/tennis spin for half off. Link is below. Let's get going, Coach Rob.
Let's do it.